आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वनकम,
नमस्कारा,
खुश आमदीद,
सलामकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
मेघांदर की वंदनमु,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते याली मदद।
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी बंधुओं बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बदजान। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं से फालतू बाबा
And of course, myself, Faltu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally mastani and hopefully a totally wonderful, wondrous Wednesday. Bandajan.
That's right, Badajan. Of course, we're going to share with you guys what's happening on the roads for sure. साथ में देंगे आपको updates of what's happening around the world as well, Badajan. In our news updates, which you can catch up in detail on our news blog, mediamahima.com. लेकिन सबसे पहले जाएंगे चेक करेंगे क्या हो रहा है रास्ते में बदाजान, ताकि आपको दे दे हम लोग रास्ते का हाल जनरली एंड ऑफन सस्ते में।
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
That's right, Balajan. 408-912-2479 is any update I've missed out for you guys. So if you want to share with us on air, you can give us a call on the number 408-912-2479. तो देखते हैं क्या हो रहा है बलजान। Shelter in place अभी भी चालू है. As you guys know, it is shelter in place day number 72. That's right, Balajan. 72 days here we have been sheltered in, and even the freeways actually have had less traffic on them for the past 72 days. Not much of peak traffic report for you guys anywhere, but nevertheless there are some incidents happening in different parts of the Bay Area. But let's first start with the East Bay. Well, actually towards Hayward, the report of an accident on 580 west of actually westbound exiting at Fairmont Drive in San Leandro actually. So watch out for that particular traffic. It is not impacting traffic per se, but there's an accident for sure. So watch out for that. Let's see, Sunnyvale में there's a traffic hazard on 85 northbound south of West Fremont Avenue, so watch out for that. The left lane is affected over there, so be cautious when you drive in that region. Let's get on 101. 101 actually is reporting an accident collision with injuries. Southbound exiting at San Antonio Avenue in Mountain View. The left lane is blocked, is actually southbound, so anyway, there's not much of traffic to be impacted over there, but nevertheless, there's traffic, there's a kind of not even a bottleneck actually. But anyway, it's good thing is because the traffic is not heavy out there. So that's one thing good, but so stay in place just a few more days before we actually get to come out of houses and start resuming the new normal of our lives. More about what the new normal of our lives is going to be, we'll talk about in the new segments for sure. Like Manajan Abhi, it is time for us to note, no matter if you're sheltered in place, whatever, right? It's still possible for you guys to have some fun. Because life is all about fun, Faltari. Do you believe in it?
Absolutely, I totally believe it.
Yes, Banjan. So here's a nice fun song for you guys from the movie Tamasha.
Matar Gashti.
Matar Gashti. Yes, you can do it anywhere. Khuli sadak pe you can do it because right now sadkon mein itna traffic bhi nahi hai. Well, when you're actually in public, please make sure you wear a mask. Wash your hands as often as possible. Stay healthy. Very important. Exercise is key. Social distance does not mean distancing people. You got to meet people and talk to them.
खुली सड़क में तगड़ी तड़क भड़क में ओले गिरे सुलगते से सड़क में छतरी न थी बगल में आया ही ना अकल में के भागे हम या भीगे हम अकड़ में तो सोचा फिर गीला हुआ है जो सुखाना हो चाहे जनाना या मर्दाना हो अटेंशन का नया पासा फिर दे गई झांसा ए वही मुझे फांसा तेरी ऐसी की होता है जिंदगी का नया पासा फिर दे गई झांसा ए वही मुझे फांसा चिरकुट जिंदगी you know.
And of course, Banjan, this was, as you guys know, a movie by Imtiaz Ali, music by A.R. Rahman and Mohit Chauhan's voice, Banjan. I'll tell you what, this social distancing should not be called social distancing, it should be called physical distancing. Socially connect with people, that's very important for a good health. Yeah, no man is an island, neither a woman, okay? Make sure you reach out to your friends virtually, yeah? Come on, say hi to them, have fun virtually. Many people actually doing it already. But enjoy the song, we'll be back after this.
तेरा ना मेरा जमाना हो ना ये जनाना ना मर्दाना हो पकड़दा ना है कालिया पासा फिर दे गई झांसा है वही मुझे फांसा चिरकुट जिंदगी यू तू ही है वो जिसने खींची मेरी धोती धोती खींची अब तू ढूंढे कहाँ बंदे ना मैं काबा काशी मैं ट्विटर पे हूँ डीपी मेरी देखो सुन रे सुन बेलिया दिल ने धोखा दिया आगे मिली तुमसे नाज़नी मेरे होशो हवास खो गए हो दिल ने रो रो कहा ये आंखें हैं दिल की जुबान ख्वाब रोज रोज देखे नए हो दिल का भंवर बोले सुन साथिया छुप ना दुपट्टे में तू ओ छलिया प्रेम पुजारी के दिल का बयां होता रहा रोता रहा प्रिय तो फिर डंग 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 डंग
Dang 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 dang. And of course, Bajan, that was a song for you guys. As a गाने अखीरा जो एक और बार बजेगा for sure if possible before we leave. But Bajan, लेकिन अभी आपको मालूम है ना, it's time for us to do what? It's time for us to go into our news Bajan. The news segment जो आता है आप लोगों को हर Monday से लेके Friday तक आपके लिए पेश करते हैं हम लोग यहीं पे Bajan. And these news items you can share, which we share with you guys on air, is available for you guys to read up in detail on our news blog mediamahima.com. So Bajan, let's step into the news and let's ask our Faltrani, what do we have which we can name as headlines today, Faltrani?
Well, Banjan, for those of you who are already following us on social media, you are familiar with the incidents, the news story that we shared with regard to the death of George Floyd, a man in police custody. The sister of the Minneapolis black man who died after the arrest calls for justice. Media and celebrities from all over are speaking out about it. Twitter's fact-check label prompts Trump's threat to shut down completely social media companies. Disney proposes a partial reopening of Walt Disney World on July 11th. As Trump offers to mediate between India and China during the standoff, Beijing is counseling restraint. Nepal has postponed the scheduled discussion on the constitutional amendment to update their Nepal map. You remember where they were encroaching upon Indian territory?
Yeah.
And then finally, Apple is bringing a zoom-like feature to iPhones.
Oh my God, what's going to happen? You can zoom in and zoom out?
It's not the zoom in and zoom out. You know what zoom like is, right?
What is zoom like?
Zoom is that meeting, the virtual meetings that you can do. Already, apparently, the iPhone, the FaceTime option of the iPhone can allow up to 32 participants.
Oh, really?
But we'll come into that. We'll come into those in just a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more in detail about it.
That's right. But then, of course, right now, if you want to catch up in detail about the news we shared with you right now, we can go and check out the news blog, mediamahima.com. Ravi, news in detail coming right up.
4 Minneapolis police officers have been fired for their involvement in the death this week of George Floyd. A video shared on social media shows Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, being held down on the ground, his neck pinned under an officer's knee. You can hear him crying and saying that he's in pain and he can't breathe. Floyd died at a hospital a short time later. The video did not capture as to what led up to the arrest, but there is a news story that I shared this morning on my social media, Bandajan, which talks about the local CCTV camera that shows how he was arrested and what was the unnecessary force that was used to yank him out of the car, and put him on the sidewalk, and then pull him down, and then put him down on the floor. So you can actually see the video, although you can't hear a lot of audio there because it's from a CCTV camera from one of the local surrounding businesses. But this particular incident is now being investigated by the FBI, and it has already drawn wide protests and condemnation. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey said he supported the decision to remove the officers. Being black in America should not be a death sentence.
So sad, yeah.
Yeah, the sister of this African American man who died shortly after this arrest. If you actually watch the video, it's heartbreaking, Altubaba. I have a feeling that the man died at the scene.
I'll tell you what, we coming from India, we actually have got kind of desensitized to the police brutality. We get beat up by the cops, lathi. Compared to what the force they use over here, lathi is nothing.
Yeah.
I kid you now, lathi to kuch bhi nahi hai, Banujan, because the way they have been trained, the police department here is trained to control any kind of obstruction of justice, right?
Yeah.
They actually have given some lethal ways of doing it, and I don't think that's a civilian has to go through that.
Nobody should go
Yeah.
through that. No matter even if that person is a criminal, you don't need to hold that person down.
Yeah, see, that's where the fine line they play with. They say, oh, the imminent danger is what they call it.
How was it imminent danger? He didn't have a weapon.
So that's what
It was a non-violent.
So don't argue with me. I'm just tell them what they are trying to say, right? I'm
Yeah.
still saying it's wrong. Excessive force is wrong is what I'm saying. I mean, we both arguing the same thing, but I'm giving you their perspective, saying, oh, that's what happens. We were scared for our lives and all stuff they say, right? I'm sorry, I don't think. And seeing all these things happening, what the stories about the kid who got shot because the cop just thought that he probably
Ahmed Arbery.
yeah, but he probably had a gun in his hand, but in fact he didn't have a gun at all.
Right.
In the first place. Those are things, and I think that's all stems from fear what they have.
Well, this is what the sister of that man is saying. She's saying that they murdered my brother, they killed him, and they need to apply more pressure on these guys. Firing them is not enough.
No,
Those
it's not
people,
enough.
they need to be held accountable and prosecuted as criminals, Bandajan.
Yes.
Because if you watch that video, you can see people are telling that police officer, the man has gone lifeless, he's not breathing, get up, please get it. They could have possibly resuscitated him, but the man continues to veer down on this man. He kneels and he pushes his knee further into his neck.
See, the sad part is there are people who still out there in the forces
Yeah.
who actually feel that they have the right to do this thing.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, where's the compassion, folks? I mean, there's this one lady yesterday in Central Park in New York, right? Or whatever, some bird watching, an African American gentleman told her, leash your dog.
Yeah.
He was a bird watcher.
That was crazy. That was
and
crazy.
she called the cops on him.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, the woman has been fired from her job, but then clearly, why would you call the cops on somebody who tells you to leash your dog?
Yeah, hey, come on. It's okay.
I mean,
Ask you
what-
to leash your dog, it's fine. You can leash your dog for sure, right?
Exactly. So that's another big social media story. But let's not lose sight of the fact that this is just one hashtag that's trending on social media, Banjan. It's not just about Black Lives Matter. It's about every life that matters. And it's
Yeah.
about absolute disregard for human life.
Yeah, and I really would like to see this thing. It should not be just the black community coming together on this one, right? Everybody should come together and talk about this. And I totally shared it on my social media.
Yeah.
It was really appalling to see that what happened in that situation.
Exactly. So thousands of protesters have now filled the streets around the scene of the deadly incident in a boisterous rally on Tuesday, with many wearing facial coverings to protect against the spread of the novel coronavirus. But the gathering suddenly took an unruly turn around dusk as police in riot gear fired tear gas and non-lethal beanbag rounds into the crowds, while protesters hurled water bottles and other projectiles, the Minneapolis Star-Tribune is reporting. And apparently, attorney Benjamin Crump, who has been retained by Floyd's family, is saying that 9 minutes this officer kneeled with all his body weight on this man's neck. Just imagine what Floyd might have endured for those 9 minutes. He was begging for breath and he was begging for life.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So if you want to catch up on this story, Banjan, you can go to mediamahima.com. I didn't say Wonderful Wednesday purely because when you see it, it's just heartbreaking. It kind of, for somebody, I don't know, I started crying when I watched that video. I couldn't believe that somebody could be so heartless. And you can see in the video the man going lifeless, the body going limp. And it's just, it's horrendous. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about, for those of you who follow President Donald Trump on Twitter, when he tweeted about the mail-in ballots being fraudulent, right? Twitter actually had, for the first time, a asterisk, and it actually added saying fact check here for mail-in ballot questions about mail-in ballots. Okay, so this particular label that Twitter added has prompted Trump to go into complete anti-social media stuff. Like, I wish he would get off Twitter really now.
Yeah, I really wish he would, but Twitter actually did. It's not actually something he did on purpose. You remember there was this whole thing about the cracking down on fake news.
Yes.
And any so-called news item would be picked up by the automated system, which is the AI, right?
Right.
And obviously his tweet also picks up because he talks about the news.
Correct.
And the fact actually was opposite to what he was talking about. That's what actually got him riled up as a person.
Exactly. So, US President Donald Trump on Wednesday threatened to regulate or shut down social media companies for stifling conservative voices. A day after Twitter attached a warning to some of his tweets, prompting readers to fact-check the president's claims. Without offering any evidence, and make a note of this, no evidence offered, Trump again accused such platforms of bias, tweeting, "Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. We will strongly regulate or close them down before we can ever allow this to happen.
Okay.
Clean up your act now." Really? Dude, I mean, Bandhujan, if we haven't realized that we're heading into an authoritarian regime,
Yeah.
Even after all this and open threats like this,
Yeah.
then, where there's freedom of speech is completely undermined, then I don't know what else will make us realize. I mean, I cannot believe there are so many people who actually still say, "Oh, Trump 2020." I mean, I cannot believe that. Anyway, Trump's threat to shut down platforms like Twitter and Facebook was his strongest yet within a broader conservative backlash against big technology. Shares of both companies fell. Twitter, for the first time, added fact-check labels on Trump tweets after he made unsubstantiated claims on Tuesday about mail-in voting. It attached a blue exclamation mark alert to his tweets to warn that his claims were false and had been debunked by fact-checkers. In a pair of early morning posts on Wednesday, that's this morning, the Republican president again blasted mail-in ballots. In a third tweet, he threatened big action against Twitter. The Twitter spokesperson declined comment on Trump's tweets. Facebook did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So if you want to catch up on this, you can go to mahima.com. A lot of these tech companies have been accused of anti-competitive practices and violating user privacy. Remember? Apple, Google, Facebook, Amazon. They're all facing antitrust probes by the U.S. Justice Department, Federal Trade Commission, state attorneys general, and the U.S. congressional panel. So if you keep the president happy, none of this will affect you.
That's true. I totally
That's
agree
the
with
way it's
you.
been.
Supreme leader should be kept happy, Fadri. What are you talking about?
What's nonsense?
That's what he wants, right?
Anyway, one good news. I don't know, maybe it's good news considering how many people are flocking to the beaches. I don't think it's a big deal if Walt Disney World reopens.
Yeah.
But they're offering to reopen. Walt Disney Company is aiming to begin reopening Walt Disney World parks in Orlando, Florida on July 11th, a company executive said on Wednesday. Jim McPhee, Senior Vice President of Operations for the Walt Disney World Resort, discussed plans to begin a phased opening of Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom.
You know what they should do? They should actually, Walt Disney should start doing this. They can afford to do it actually.
Yeah,
To maintain the physical distancing, right?
yeah.
You know, there's this particular business in, I don't know which part, Florida or someplace, where they actually gave people tables which had rubber tubes around it. 3 feet tables with rubber tubes around it. So I think they should make a modification. You know,
yeah.
biggest problem you have when you go to the Disney place and everything, you know
Yeah.
what's the biggest problem?
There's not enough seating area?
No place to sit down.
Yeah.
So you know, like kids, infants and toddlers, they have these walkers where they have a chair along with the wheels on it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They should do something like that for adults. That'd be so nice, right? You can have your own cup holder. You don't find the thing. You can keep you can use that as a table where you go to stuff and everything.
Oh God,
Wouldn't that be
seriously?
so interesting?
Yeah,
They
it
can
would
sit
be.
down if they wanted, right there. They can walk around, making sure the physical distance is maintained.
Oh my God.
That's so nice.
I think if anybody has the money, it's Disney.
Disney has it. They can do it. In fact, what Disney's not going to spend their money. They're going to make sure people spend. The parents have to fork out the money anyways.
Yes.
You know how expensive
Well,
it is to get
you
it
know
at
what?
Disney?
They could change their tagline, bringing out the child in you.
So sweet.
So sweet.
It'll be like a joyride in itself, right?
Yeah.
Imagine everybody going bump like go karting.
Yeah, that'd be so cool, no? Seriously.
Oh, man, I tell you, we have to get our ideas to Disney right now.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You never know, we might get paid for it.
Oh, really?
Finally.
We've so long time never thought of the thing.
Well, anyway, Disney needs approval from the country. Sorry, my bad. They need approval from the county task force and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis before they can reopen Disney World. And the company closed the theme parks around the world starting January to help prevent the spread of the novel coronavirus. Welcoming visitors again to the parks is key to Disney's recovery from the global shutdown sparked by the pandemic. Disney has estimated it lost about $1 billion at the theme parks division from January through March. A bold pitch is being made to boost school funding for the nation's most vulnerable students. That's right, school district lines have become engines of inequity in many states. Not only can they be used to keep children out of a neighborhood school, but they can also keep a district's wealth in. That's right. But with many districts facing severe budget cuts because of the coronavirus pandemic, a new report proposes a radical solution. Leave the lines, but spread the wealth. What is it? Well, the report titled Clean Slate comes from EdBuild, a non-profit that advocates for equitable school funding. It's about it's a moonshot pitch to many district and state leaders that recommends distributing local property tax revenue more broadly at the county, my bad, I'm reading county is country all the time, county or even state level. According to EdBuild, only 13 states currently do this. But if you want to read about how you can impact this, I know there are many people who watch us who are actually in district leadership or in school leadership positions. So please, we're going to share this particular article on MediaMahima.com. It is an article that NPR covered, and we would love to share this. It's actually talking about the reimagining of the school funding system. EdBuild actually found that more than 2 out of 3 K through 12 students, that's 69%, and 76% of low-income students would receive equal or greater school funding than they do now, an average increase of nearly $1,000 per student. So if you want to find out how this can happen, Manjan, you can go to MediaMahima.com. We talked a little bit about US President Donald Trump offering to mediate a standoff between Beijing and India. Well, US President Donald Trump on Wednesday offered to mediate between India and China over the raging border dispute in another wild swing at diplomatic intervention in the region. We've informed both India and China that the United States is ready, willing, and able to mediate and arbitrate their now raging border dispute. Thank you, Trump said on Wednesday morning, in a flurry of tweets over a range of subjects and raging civil unrest in the US following the purported murder of the black man that we talked about. But this is being ignored in both China and in India. And it's being it's come as a surprise to observers all over the place. Altu Baba is frantically pointing to me that we have a bandhu who's desperately, who has something that they want to share on the air. So let's get them on. Hi, welcome. Who's this? Good morning.
Hi, this is Brajesh.
Hi, Bagesh. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Doing really well.
Okay. So I was just listening to all the sort of positive trends on the COVID situation in terms of places opening up and all, and that made me realize that you guys have actually been around this whole time while this crisis was unfolding and getting progressively worse, and just wanted to call you guys and express my gratitude for staying engaged on this topic. For a lot of people, this is not even a even an easy topic to talk about. So thank you very much for what you guys do and how you do it.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
This is Brajesh?
Rajesh, yeah.
Oh, I heard it as Bragesh. I was like, what Brajesh? Okay, thank you so much, Brajesh. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So glad to know you
All
tuned
right.
in.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, keep up the great work.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
and
much.
have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank
You
you.
too, bye.
Bye.
And of course, so sweet to get this kind of what do you call the reinforcement, positive reinforcement for us, right?
Yeah.
I just love it. And thank you so much, Bajaj for actually sharing that with us. So we have some more news items to share with you guys before we actually wrap up the show. So what else do we have, Faltrani?
Well, another thing that's coming out from with regard to that India-China standoff, right? There was another discussion that kind of sparked it, which was with regard to Nepal and it making that update to their map, right? This map of Nepal. Well, right now, the discussion to amend Nepal's constitution to update the country's map, earlier slated for Wednesday, now has been taken out of the schedule.
Good.
Nepal's House of Reps was scheduled to hold the discussion in Parliament for the amendment, which has already been delayed for some time as parties decided to seek a national consensus for that matter. As per a schedule published by the Parliament Secretariat regarding the meeting on Wednesday, Law Minister Shivamaya Tumbaphampe has said that they're going to table the proposal around 2 p.m. local time.
Okay, I don't know if people have seen this. There's one particular video circulating across social media of one gentleman trying to explain to us what exactly happened. What is the situation behind this?
Okay.
You know, I was actually reading up in detail about the story about what he talked about. There is validity to what he says in the video, and there actually is the territorial part of it. It's actually seems to be a war for resource, not land,
Oh, really?
but water.
Oh, really?
And the biggest thing is now oil is gone, right? The next biggest thing is going to be water.
Oh, wow.
And that's what's going to be, the water is going to be equivalent to oil, is what they're saying.
Right.
Hence you see China, Russia, everybody, Russia of course has a ton of things with them, but of course China is finding places where they can actually capitalize on the water part of it. And that's what Nepal is trying to do. And they're trying to encroach on India's thing, which initially actually India had full rights on that, has still full rights on the particular territory. Yeah. So
Well, Manujan, whatever that's going to be, what happens in that case, we definitely will bring you the updates right here on Good Morning Bay. But let's tell you about this one gentleman. Remember this whole, it's unfortunate that these hashtags are trending and they disappear.
Oh,
like,
really?
you know, remember the hashtag Me Too movement?
yeah. What
Well-
happened to that?
Well, it was during the peak of the hashtag Me Too movement. There were many high-profile celebrities who got displaced, right?
Yeah.
One of those celebrities was the much-loved Matt Lauer of the Today Show. Remember?
Correct. What happened to him?
He was accused of rape by his a former NBC staffer called Brooke Neville's in Ronan Farrow's book Catch and Kill. And now Matt Lauer is saying that he wants to work again and he cares so much about what people think about him. And he says that Ronan Farrow never actually contacted him to verify the information pertaining to him in the book Catch and Kill. And he claims that he was falsely accused in a Mediaite op-ed. So there is a news, I think a publication called Mediaite, and then in that there was an op-ed in which he says he believes strongly that Ronan did not verify this information, and he tells people in this week's issue that he's still angry about it and he feels it's outrageous. And it was done mainly that the fact that they called him a rapist, it was done mainly to sell books, and that Ronan took liberties with his stardom without thorough fact-checking.
Oh, wow.
So he's saying that he wants to sort of clear his name maybe, or he intends to fight and will not let it destroy the rest of his life. So he wants to be working, but nowhere is he saying that he did not indulge in sexual exploitation.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the whole thing. He wants to come back because his friends want him to come back, I suppose.
Well,
Yeah.
when there's one who's sitting in the White House
yeah.
right now.
When he can go scot-free, everybody else can go scot-free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We previously talked to you about the Apple phone,
Zoom,
right?
yeah.
In the last couple of months, video calling apps have become quite the norm, right? Like everybody's on Zoom nowadays.
Right, forget Zoom. Google.
Google Meets.
We were part of, Google Meets. It came up after Zoom, after COVID shelter in place. Zoom was actually the first pioneer, I suppose. I hope they made, they do have 200 million users per day is what they have actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While Zoom has emerged out of nowhere to gain immense popularity, the likes of Meet and Teams from Google and Microsoft have also been spruced up by the two tech giants. So there's something called Teams, Meet and Teams.
Yeah.
I think Google is Meet and Teams is from Microsoft.
And guess what? Even Cisco, they already had WebEx.
WebEx, yeah.
But they actually, spoofed off even more.
Exactly.
But I think people are still, the most famous one still is actually Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple has been conspicuously quiet,
Yeah.
if you notice.
Yeah,
And one reason is because its FaceTime already had the feature of getting 32 people on in one call. In fact, it was one of the few companies to give the option of getting so many people on in a video call. Yet, with the surge of demand for features in video calling apps, it looks like the Cupertino-based tech giant is also upping its game with some major cosmetic changes in FaceTime.
But
Most
there's one drawback to this.
screen sharing,
No,
then?
there's one drawback to this. It actually doesn't work in the older versions of Apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
I don't know. They're saying that people who use an iPad or an iPhone generally by default use FaceTime or group phone calls, but there were still some features missing. But now, you actually are going to be able to see where once you update your iOS to 13.5, you open FaceTime and you simply turn off, like there are some things that they've changed where earlier the speakers used to toggle, right,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
You can turn off the toggle feature supposedly, and right next to speaking, which will be under automatic prominence. So you can choose which kind of display feature you want to have of all your speakers, who are the people who are speaking in your call. And they want to make sure that it resembles your Zoom calls.
Interesting. In fact, as we speak, I'm downloading the app.
Yeah.
It says it actually speeds up the access to the passcode field, one thing, and also Face ID. It speeds up the process of Face ID, I believe.
Yeah.
And also it says when you're wearing a face mask and reduce exposure, the API to support COVID-19 contact tracing apps for public health. So basically, even if you're having a mask,
Yeah.
you'll be able to unlock your phone.
Oh, thank God, because everywhere I have to take off my mask to do my Apple Pay. Every single time. It's yeah.
This update actually introduces an option to control automatic prominence of video tiles on group FaceTime calls. So basically, you can tile videos now, is what they're saying.
Wow.
Yeah, and include some bug fixes. But one of the bug fixes I think I've not seen them fix is older versions of iPhones. Many people actually are in the market of using. I'm only using older version of iPhone. They actually don't work well with FaceTime.
Really?
Yep. They should have the latest version of the iOS, but of course iOS is not written backwards.
Oh, God.
So it's not backward compatible.
Oh. Well, either ways, I hope they're going to make it available for all. They should not. That's like a capitalistic move, man.
It is a
It's
capitalist.
not.
Even now, for the matter, if you don't have the latest version of the iOS, your phone can't use the features.
Exactly. And
But in Zoom, it's an app, right? So no matter what kind of phone you have, it still work.
right.
That's the plus of having an app as opposed to just operating system,
Right. Well, how is all this translated for the stock markets? Well, the tech weakness has actually weighed heavily on the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. A sell-off in tech stocks dragged on both of these, with investors also cautious about brewing US-China tensions at a time when policymakers are attempting to revive the global economy from a coronavirus-driven slump. Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, who all led a recent rally, were down more than 2%, while healthcare and technology outperformers in the coronavirus-led markets slump were among the S&P 500 sectors in the red. And Dow Jones was up 167 points. S&P 500 was down close to 3 points at 2,989. And the Nasdaq was down about 116 points at 9,223. Facebook and Twitter also slipped 3.2% and 4.7% respectively after Trump's tweet. So, more on all these stories on MediaMahima.com. That's all we have for you this morning, Madhujan. Stay healthy, stay happy, and please find compassion. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show.
वही मुझे फांसा तेरी ऐसी की होता है जिंदगी मैं का नया पासा फिर दे गई झांसा वही मुझे फांसा चिरकुट जिंदगी